What's up everyone? Wonder if you can guess where I am today. Give you a wee panoramic in a second. Not much to go on, is there? Actually on the Routeburn track of all places. Yeah, no, the Routeburn track. You don't usually find me on any of the 9 great walks, but here I am. The reason being, I've got another magazine article to research. This one's for RV Lifestyle magazine. A series of articles on short bushwalks where people have the opportunity to see a variety of native birds. This section of the Routeburn has got the usual suspects like tomtits and bellbirds, tooheys, that sort of thing, but the main attraction is the chance to see brown creeper, yellowhead and yellow-fronted parakeet. So yeah, I'm puffing. Jeepers, I still haven't got my lens on a yellowhead. I said in one of my other vlogs there that I've seen and heard them heaps of times, but haven't got a photo yet. Hopefully today's the day. Eyes and ears open. Hey there. Just made it to the Routeburn hut, or what is it, Routeburn Flats hut, first hut at the eastern end. Oh hell, that sun's terrible again. Big mansion of a thing it is. It's been in the shade all the way up there, took an hour and 20 minutes. It was only when I broke out into these flats that I got into some sunshine. Not much bird life on the way up, unfortunately. I heard yellow-fronted parakeet on 2 occasions, but I couldn't locate them. They were way up in the canopy somewhere. A few tomtit and 1 rifleman just by the hut here. No yellowhead or kakariki yet. Bugger all. Anyway, time for a brew, I think. Just thought I'd show you guys my cooking system. I've used several systems and different cookers over the years, but this is the one that I've settled on. I see a lot of guys using all sorts of things, but each their own. You see those you know, the liquid fuel pumpy bottles with a tube attached to a cooker, the Whisperlight and Jet Boil series, and some people make those little meths cookers out of beer cans. But yeah, this is what I've settled with after trying different things. So that's the whole setup there. I think it weighs 430 grams all up, and that's with a full small gas canister. So that sits on top, and then in here got a wee plastic spoon which broke, so she's held together with a nut and bolt. Around the side of the cooker is the old windshield. These things here are just invaluable. It's just made out of tin foil. But not only does it help in the wind, I've found even inside a hut, for example, when there's no wind, just having that enclosed shield around the cooker and the billy just holds that heat around the sides of the billy and improves cooking time no end. So use that even inside huts. In the billy itself, that's a 600 mil titanium cooker. Holds 600 mils, a bit over 2 cups, 2.5 cups, which I find is ample for hydrating your meal at the end of the day and enough left over for a brew coffee afterwards. So 600 mils, that's all you need for one person, I reckon. Then in that cooker is my coffee mug, a little wee cloth for wiping the billy down, little cooker. This thing here I think weighs, is it 40 grams? It's light, and out of all the little cookers I've tried, this is the best one for simmering. You can turn it down to a really low heat without it conking out on you. A lot of the cookers I've used over the years, they're either full on or nothing, and this, like I say, this is the best one for simmering, and yet it's the lightest one I've ever come across, and it's also one of the bloody cheapest, believe it or not. So it's a good wee cooker. So that's inside the mug. That's just a little container of coffee and sugar, and there's the base for the cooker itself. So yeah, all that stuff in there, everything you need for cooking at about 430 grams. Ideal, I reckon. That's what I've settled on anyway. Works for me. Pretty good. That's the setup in action there. Camembert and crackers. I just took a walk up past the hut along the bush edge here to see if there's any birds about, and came across some yellow-fronted parakeets. There's a flock of about 4 or 5 up in the canopy. I played an audio of their call, and a couple came down about halfway and managed to get some photos of them, which is bloody cool. Check this out. Yellow-fronted parakeet, or kakariki is their other name. Nice. Don't see them very often. Pretty good. I'm not entirely sure about these great walks, you know. While I guess they're great for tourists and even Kiwi people that don't get out into the backcountry much, they certainly go through some spectacular country. But from my point of view anyway, I've come up here today and it's early June, which is theoretically the off season for these great walks, and yet I've come across, I don't know, 20 or 25 people, I guess, and this is only, you know, one small 8k section of it. When I say I'm not sure about these great walks, what I mean by that is you know, my hunting trips, anything I do in the outdoors is generally to get away from people, as antisocial as that sounds. And I'm sure a lot of you other hunters out there probably feel the same. You know, you get out to the hills with a couple of your mates at best, get out into the wilderness, experience the whole wild experience. The last thing you want really is other people. So yeah, don't know about these great walks. And the other thing is, during our hunting trips, we get into country that is just as spectacular as the great walks, if not better, in my opinion. And I mean, look at this track. It's a highway. Although it makes for really fast walking, not to mention good on my dodgy knee and ankle. There's something about getting off trail into the true wilderness, backcountry, away from people, into the heart of it. Yeah, that's my preference anyway. Yep. So I'm on my way back down to the truck now. I just had a thought for those of you who are interested. In my last vlog I was talking about picture styles and how it affects the outcome of your video. After that day I had a good play around with a whole lot of different settings in the picture styles, and I came up with a group of settings that I think are okay for a good general all-round video. So I'll settle on the settings of sharpness at 4, contrast I took all the way to the left, back down to 0, saturation at +1, and I left the colour tone in the middle at 0. So yeah, hope that helps some of you out there. Cool. Oh, it was a pretty uneventful walk out really. I saw 4 more yellow-fronted parakeet and a couple of riflemen, but it was all a bit dark in the bush and couldn't get the lens on them anyway. But good news, I had my coffee and I had my scone. So things are looking up. Yeah, good walk. The area of track between the start and where you broke out onto those flats was just cold, bloody shady side, and very, very little bird life. But as soon as I broke out onto those flats and that sunny bush edge on the true right, there's heaps of birds along there. Saw a parakeet, rifleman, tomtit, chaffinch, goldfinch, a redpoll, which I thought was unusual up there, I don't see them very often, fantail, bellbird, kea, just all sorts. So yeah, good walk. Rightio, I'm going to woof the scone and woof the coffee, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.